This is your boy Nathaniel The Great, and I want to give a super huge shout out to the Urban Influencer, which is the largest platform for breaking independent artists.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Urban Influencer Radio. Today, I have the pleasure of hanging out with a young man by the name of Nathaniel The Great. Now, if you haven't heard his name, well, after this, you will know a whole lot more about him, and he might even be one of your favorites. How you doing today?
I am good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. So, Nathaniel The Great, singer, songwriter, producer. You got a lot of stuff under your hat.
Yeah, definitely do. Definitely just trying to stay busy.
And so I like to take the opportunity to I drive a lot from Macon to Atlanta and then to other areas throughout the state of Georgia. So I'm always driving. And during that time, especially when I'm preparing for an interview, I like to just listen to the artist's music. So let's talk about Aquarius.
Okay, yeah.
So I listened to that and I was really intrigued by some of the samples.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. I definitely always try to reach back to the music that I grew up off of to kind of bring that to the forefront.
So let's talk about the behind the scenes stuff that went down with that project. Because I'm gonna say I was pleasingly surprised by what I was listening to.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, for me, I think this body of work was more so to display a wide range of different sounds and techniques. I did throw in some of the modern day fun R&B. Then I threw in some like real passionate love records. I threw in some ballads. I really wanted to give a full body of work. That's why it's actually 17 tracks on a joint. I feel like it, and it also was my first real whole body of work that I was putting out. So I said, let me come out swinging.
Okay, so it's a couple of them. We just gonna have to talk about them. So, I was like, okay, and I didn't have anything to write notes with. But let's talk about which one is it? Because I was like, okay, Falling Sky.
Well, I knew you was gonna pick that one.
How did you know that? How did you know I was gonna talk about Falling Sky? Let's talk about that one.
It's something about like people who can appreciate real R&B, and I get the sense that you like that based on some of our previous conversations. That record was for you. You know, it was for the listeners that knew what R&B was back in the day. They know a passionate love song. They know that sense of how back when R&B artists would exaggerate the act of making love, like the sun, the moon, the mountains, and the rivers. I wanted to go that deep. So with Falling Sky, I really was like, when we make love, volcanoes erupt and the oceans overflow when we make love. The whole world stops. Like, it's just that sense of like gravity itself is being by the act of this love. And that's from the older era. That's the R&B that we really was vulnerable. And it meant so much more. I wanted to translate that into Falling Sky.
Okay, but it was even the music. The music is what got me, because it wasn't something that was like, okay, this is the same. It was completely different. So let's talk about that background music.
Yeah, the producer, it was like a live instrumentation with that one, to where you can actually hear the drums flowing throughout the track. You can hear the keyboard. You really can get the sense of real musicianship. And that spoke to me. When I first heard the beat, I'm like, wow, this record is the potential
powerful.
For this is very powerful. Yes, it had the potential to be very, very strong. And I didn't want to let down the beat. So I said, let me take my time. let the beat speak on his own, and I want to try to complement the beat instead of overpowering it and trying to overdo it.
Okay. All right. All right. So because I was like, okay, all right. I he got something here. He got something going on. So I was like sitting here, and I mean, I was just impressed song after song. I heard the Michael Jacksons. I heard, the other influences in the background that was like, okay, I can continue to listen because usually after 5 seconds, people be like, I'm going to the next song.
Right.
If the intro doesn't hit me and what, the beat or whatever, then I'm moving on to the next one. But I was like in the car and I was like, okay, he got a good project here.
Thank
So
you.
let's talk about some of the people that you work with on this project.
Oh, for sure, for sure. One of the primary producers on this project is a producer named Al West, and he did worked with just about everybody, but one of his most notable pieces is that song by Tupac, That's Just the Way It Is, Things Will Never Be the Same. He played the keyboard and produced that record. So he did a lot of records on this project. Just having somebody that's produced at that level of giving real R&B and hip hop R&B, knowing how to mesh the two, I knew that he'll be a good complement to the project. So that was one guy. Another guy named is Pushing Keys. He's also a very, very musical type of producer. He did, including the one that Music Soul Child is featured on, called Above Average. He produced. Another one of my guys, he's from France. I worked with him early on when I did a record called Love featuring LL Cool J. And ever since then, we just had this really good connection with making music. So he's done at least 5 or 6 joints on this project as well. So I only had about 3 producers, but those 3 guys, that's all I needed, really.
Okay. And so let's talk about your journey in music.
Okay, yeah.
How did you get to this point right here?
It's been so long. I mean, but I started in church. I started with my brothers and we sung. I started in a choir environment. And that probably was about from 5 years old, I was singing. Once I hit about 12, 13, me and my brothers were doing shows out the street, performing in Manhattan. We did Apollo, Showtime at the Apollo. We did like that early on, just talent shows, community events. And then by the time I hit about 18, 19, my brothers, they didn't have the same love for music anymore. So I ended up being solo. And I started approaching the industry as a songwriter. And I started writing with artists and working with a lot of producers early on. And then they started to leave me on songs instead of just taking my material and giving it to the next guy. They let me stay on records and collaborated with me. And that's what kind of began to build my profile as an individual singer. And since then, it's been really a roller coaster. I've been on TV, radio, all over the country, #1 album records outside of the country. I'm here in Atlanta now. It's like a newfound energy. And my journey in Atlanta, I'm moving here as if I never done anything, like as if I'm starting from the bottom, like just with that mindset and build from here.
So, all right. So Cash Out. Let's talk about Cash Out. Now, how long have you been pimping out that song? Oh, let's go back to the song Dope Boy.
Oh, wow. She mentioned Dope Boy. That's one of my joints. Dope Boy is so interesting because that record, I was like, should I put this on a project? But that record, it always speaks to me because it's that level of attachment to somebody to where they like take you out of your zone to get you high off of them. And all throughout Dope Boy, there's metaphors of like.
And that's throughout the project, you could hear the metaphors. It wasn't like, I'm gonna pump your brains out until you can't see. It wasn't any of that. It was the metaphor. So you could hear that in the music.
Yeah. And then with Cash Out, I was pushing Cash Out. I dropped it before the pandemic even started. But as soon as the pandemic hit, I had to kind of pull a record because I'm just like, the world is going through too much to be like talking about everybody got the bag now, right? And then after the pandemic, I realized like the message of the song, instead of it being about the bag meaning money, it's about chasing your dreams and coming from nowhere. The bag is your dreams, your goals. So it kind of changed the message over time. And then as I pushed it with that energy, it started to pick up. it's so interesting where you will push something, and if it's too materialistic sometime, or if one message doesn't click with the crowd, that's the reason why the song is not moving. And then you kind of change the narrative and push it a different way with something more, for me, more positive. It took off, it clicked with everybody.
Mm-hmm. And so you pushed this song after 2 years has made, because I remember I got an email from you and you was like, "Hey Missy, I'm Nathaniel the Great. I got this music. Would you check it out?"
Yeah.
And back then you didn't have all them followers. I was like, okay, I'll check it out. The music's good. But I did like going to your page and looking at your pictures, because it was at that time you had some pictures of New York City at night.
Yeah.
From the window. And I was like, I grew up in New York, but the scene was always so. I said, this guy cares about what he does. So so your videography and your pictures and other stuff, they really came to life. So I just remember that. So I was like, okay, this guy's doing his thing. So when I see an artist grinding like this, because everybody does not grind.
Right.
I have to give you kudos. And that's why I was like, when you was like, here's my new music, it was good. So I played it.
Thank you.
So, I mean, that's what we should be doing. A lot of times we don't do that, but let's talk about your journey and your grind. What have you been doing? Because you have covered a lot of territory.
Yeah, thank you for that. Now I'm more just thinking to touch the people, to get in front of as many people as possible. I've done a lot digitally during the pandemic when we couldn't go outside. I've done so much digitally and learned how to touch people remotely and how to connect with people and how to build with them. But now that we can go outside again, I'm doing all the shows I can. I'm at all of the club events. I'm at the networking events. I think that's very important for us as a creative to not just build a profile and build up your name and then stay away from everybody and just hope people gravitate, but to still be there in the trenches with everybody and be there with connecting with everybody you can, because you can build up a nice grassroots following. And I'm learning, more important than my music, I think a lot of people kind of start to connect with me because of communication, the way that I talk to people, the way that I build with them, like the personality. It is important for me to converse and look people in their eyes and just be there in the forefront instead of hiding behind the music.
That is awesome. So what's your guilty pleasure? I always have some crazy questions to ask people.
Man, guilty pleasure. That is so tricky question. I like basketball. Like, I'm a basketball fanatic, like a high level basketball fanatic, I gotta say. Yeah.
Okay. What is it that your fans don't know about you that they should know?
What they don't know. Because I try to share a lot, but there's definitely some stuff like what can I think of? That's such a good question. I like that. I like being put on the spot. I can't cook. I cannot cook.
You can't cook?
Nah, I can't. I gotta work on that. I cannot cook.
So how do you eat?
So I'm a survivalist. My son's mother cook a lot of the stuff for us. Unfortunately, I order and eat out, but I eat a lot of vegan spots because I don't eat meat. That's another thing that some of my supporters don't know. I don't eat meat. But I eat out a lot. I try to eat at clean places, but I don't cook. I wish I can.
Okay. And so that brings me, when you talk about you can't cook, another thing is that I noticed in some, so you're going to know that I'm not stalking you, but I'm watching you. You like the thick sisters.
Oh, yeah. That's funny, yo. Yeah, man. I mean, that's just, I see beauty in all women. It's no different for me. Like, women are women all across the board, height, weight. It just doesn't, it's beauty in everybody, every woman. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you weren't doing music, what would you be doing?
I'll probably be in the NBA right now. I'm really good at it.
You that good with the rock.
Yeah, I'm nice, man.
Okay, all right. We need to see y'all. Ask him. Show you some footage of him with the rock. Ask him. So right now, what kind of advice would you give other artists coming up?
I would say it's always going to be days that you don't feel on top of the world. There's always going to be days that you post up a clip on Instagram and you only get 1 like. Just try not to measure your happiness and the proximity to your goals based on those days. Mm-hmm. Measure your success by your ability to get up and keep going at this, because it's the bigger picture of how many days you got up and kept going to what's actually going to lead to the ultimate goal. It's not that one day that you get 1 million likes. Now I made it. No, it's going to be the 1 million likes plus the divided by the days you got 1 like, divided by the days you got 20 likes. And it's the overall, the common denominator is you getting up and continuing. Mm-hmm. Try not to.
So Mr. 1.4 million on Instagram. So for that, again, that's the work that you put in. Mm-hmm. You did that. It wasn't buying bots. Mm-hmm. That was you doing the work. So for other people, because I mean, you can tell the difference when somebody has bought their bots and when somebody has an organic page that is actually moving.
Right. And not for nothing, it's like artists and creatives, it's all about having creative ways to draw people to you, but it all starts with your content. Because you can have 1 million followers, but the content that you put up, it's not engaging enough. It's not enticing. So now you don't have the engagement and the interaction, or people unfollow you. You have to find those things that's getting the most likes and the most views and the most comments and the attention orders, and try to that general, those general types of that content. Because I've seen people generate a fan base doing one thing and then they pivoted, like doing comedy. Then they pivoted and wanted to start doing music, and then they lost all their followers. So you do have to understand who you're talking to and find out who your audience is.
Mm-hmm. I sometimes I feel like removing everybody.
Yeah.
Because it's like you just never know. So yeah, I feel like removing everybody. Who are all these people? Are they interacting? What are they doing? But right. So top 5 in your playlist. That is a must on my show. I gotta ask that question. Top 5.
Right now, top 5 is my top 5 always move around in terms of my playlist. But right now, I have Jay Electronica on my playlist. Summer Walker, I've been listening to her pretty heavily. I'm listening to Pusha T. He just dropped the project not long ago. And there's a few more guys that I was just recently listening to pretty heavy. Kanye, I was bumping his, and the artist named Fabio from New York City, and Music Soul Child, always.
Okay, all right. So now I need you to look in the camera and tell everybody why they need to buy your project. Well, I talked about the whole album. I ain't single one song out. I talked about the whole album. I think they should not just get the single. I think they should get the whole album and check you out. That's just my opinion.
No, I appreciate that. And for anybody who's listening, it's not a lot of R&B out. It's not a lot of new content out. And if you open in the mood to take a chance on something refreshing that may be able to speak to one of your situations or just give you a good vibe, go check out Aquarius. It's a 17-song body of work, and there's a lot of emotions in there. And I know you'll enjoy it. So check that out.
I can actually see you performing it, especially when I was listening to it. I was like, I can see this gentleman performing this stuff and people be surprised at what you're putting out because it's relatable and it's good. So I was, like I said, I was listening to it and I was like, okay, he got something here. This is a good project. Well done project as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to make sure, did you give them your social media information?
Oh no, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Nathaniel Online, on Twitter at Nathaniel The Great, or if you have an iPhone or Android, go into the App Store and just search Nathaniel and download the Nathaniel app, where all my content and everything is there. for free.
All right. All right. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. Please check out this gentleman. He has, I mean, you're going to be very pleased with that Aquarius project. So please check it out. Nathaniel, thank you for taking the time to hang out with us. Keep up the good work. I do expect to see big things from you.
Thank you.
Oh, we didn't even talk about your Stuff One Lizzo's project. How we forget that?
Yeah.
How we forget that?
Yeah, shout to Lizzo too. She for using my song "Run It Up" off of the Aquarius album, for using that on her new TV show. Yeah, just to support the plus size women that's dancing for her and just supporting the movement to keep going. I really appreciate that, and it's an honor for me to be able to contribute to a show that actually shines light on a beautiful thing, just letting everybody be inclusive with dancing and performing, and it's my lane, so I'm honored.
And those chicks did their thing.
Yeah, they held it down. They absolutely.
Yes, I enjoyed. I sat here and I think I binged it in 2 days.
Oh yeah, me too. I watched it real quick.
It was good. I missed some of it, but I said, let me go back and let me just watch this whole thing over, because it was like some of the dance steps, and here I was supposed to end my show and I'm still talking, like, so so I'm sitting there watching Lizzo because I actually dance, so I'm like, oh wow, look at them girls. Oh, she gonna have to pull up her stamina, because that ain't gonna work in this performance. So when that coach got up there and she was like, do it again. See, that's what they would call me in college. Oh, there she is again, do it again, because you want them to have that stamina when they are performing. You don't want nobody up there half-winded while they running through one number.
Right.
So I understood it. I was like, okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I saw exactly what she was talking about. Yeah, I see that too. So yeah, but it's a good show. Check that out too. Lizzo, I need some coins for that promo. So so had you got a chance to meet Lizzo after all of this?
No, not yet. But I think that day is coming. I strongly believe it is. She got another show coming up, and hopefully we can get more music in there. But more importantly, I would love for her to jump on the song. I have a song called "A Little More Love." It's made for plus size women specifically. And
see, that's another reason why we need to be fun. Y'all need to follow him just because of that.
It'll be amazing to have somebody like Lizzo jump on it. So I'm gonna try to put that together.
All right. Well, thank you. And your personality is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your girl, Missy E, the Party Doll. It has been a pleasure. Please make sure that you follow Mr. Nathaniel The Great. Make sure you also are following the Urban Influencer on all of their social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, so you can check out this podcast and the other ones that we do for the Urban Influencer. I'm your girl, Missy E, the Party Doll. Follow me on Facebook, Missy E Johnson, Twitter, Missy E Party Doll, Instagram, Missy Party Doll. And please make sure when you watch this, you click like, share, comment, and like. And subscribe.
Right.
That's right. It's been great. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Mr. Nathaniel The Great. It has been a pleasure. And again, like I said, I'm expecting a whole lot of stuff from you. So ladies and gentlemen, y'all have an amazing day. Take care. Mwah. Smooches.
Thank you for having me.
Let me take my time. Pure anticipation.
around for a while. I think we should set up some time. Oh, I've got some questions for you. Can we, should we see this thing through? I've been by your side, and my love never dies. But this house is made of glass. Do you believe in me enough to make it last? We've got some issues, and I just don't know what to do. And from the outside looking in, it's beautiful, but it's fragile. And we both know that our house, it's fragile. Stop, think before you speak. Listen to me, respond, but not about silly petty things. Oh, I promise to do the same. Know who did what to who, no one to blame. I'm right here by your side, still here, you're the love of my life. But our house is made of glass. I believe in you enough to make it last. We've got some issues, and I just don't know what to do. And from the outside looking in, it's beautiful, but it's fragile. It's fragile. 'Cause I've been thinking about this thing a while. Is there something that's even on your mind? Just tell me if you think this is just a waste of time. If I'm standing in your way, I would be holding you back. And I don't want our house to be like that. It would be shattered glass. Foundation gone. Is that what you want? It's fragile. We've got some issues, and I just don't know what to do. We've got, girl, we're dealing with some issues, and I just don't know what to do. From the outside looking in, it's beautiful, but it's fragile. It's fragile. It's fragile. You know I love you. It's fragile. I don't wanna stand in your way. Fragile. It's fragile. From the outside looking in, it's beautiful, but it's fragile. It's fragile. Can I tuck you in, girl? Can I tuck you in? Can I tuck you in, girl? You had a long day. Just sit.
Chonel Love featuring Zach Boy 05.
LB.
Ain't nothing changed, I'm just getting more hot, you know, God, I gonna lie. My flow so sick when you cough drop, so I might as well put me in your house, but I'ma tell all the time I'm gonna start, I'll get heat. I was born, pray Lord so much it will make you draw, all getting hot, ain't gonna stop. Ain't nothing changing, I'm just getting more hot, yeah, no God, I gonna lie. My flow so sick when you cough drop, so I might as well put me in your house, but I'ma tell all the time I'm gonna start, I'll get heat. All the porn, feel so much it'll make you draw. You're all getting high, ain't gon' stop. Come and crowd around the campfire. This ain't a horror movie, no Michael Myers. Let X trees go to ourselves and separate ourselves from the evil wicked liars. Measure story, hope you get inspired. I'm alive, that's a blessing. Got real anger, stressing. Got first, no second guess, that's just not even a question. I done a lot of things in my life. God came in, he made it right. The times I was down, still kept my faith. It's time to say pray, don't no time hesitate. Don't worry about what the people has to say. Always stay true to yourself every day. Knock all your haters away. At the end of the day, we learn, we escape. I don't be lukewarm, high fire, that's a go-go. I don't be lukewarm because forgot that's a no-no. Lukewarm in the wicked, no way, that's a bozo. I just get high because I don't wanna be your warm zone. I don't be lukewarm, high fire, that's a go-go. I don't be lukewarm because forgot that's a no-no. Lukewarm in the wicked, no way, that's a bozo. I just get high because I don't wanna be your warm zone.
I don't wanna be lukewarm. 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 My God, can you hear me from the throne? I'm putting my faith in you. Ain't no hiding, I'm showing truth. Showing you how I need you, my Savior. Ain't no half stepping in and sees my Savior. I'm giving everything inside of me. Ain't no wanna be no lukewarm or heal me. No more evil thoughts in my head playing. No more evil feelings in my heart beating. I don't wanna be lukewarm.
I don't be lukewarm, high fire, that's a go-go. I don't be lukewarm because forgot that's a no-no. Lukewarm in the wicked, no way, that's a bozo. I was cat because I don't wanna be your warm zone. I don't be lukewarm, high fire, that's a go-go. I don't be lukewarm because forgot that's a no-no. Lukewarm in the wicked, no way, that's a bozo. I was cat because I don't wanna be your warm zone.
I don't wanna be lukewarm. I don't wanna be lukewarm. Wanna be lukewarm. God, give me all your love. Give your life to God. Let Him make it right. I don't wanna be lukewarm.
Fellow bounce back just like round ball, boy. When I'm on that loud, boy. Weed and women, good weed and women. Living life on the edge, love, so please don't push me.
Oh my God, Roddy's here.
Green light, stack that green up. Build me a business, now watch me build my team up. Weed and women, shit don't need much. Pimps up, down, what's touch, they G'd up. Can't cowboy, they can't fit my crown, boy. Heard they hating on me, damn that's foul, boy. East Coast flow, but I'm from Southside, boy. Flow straight dope, like I lines, boy. Fell off, bounce back, just like round ball, boy. Moving in silence when I be on that loud, boy. Weed and women, good weed and women. Living life on the edge, love, please don't push me. Strap like seatbelts, a king like C-Web. Padlock my flow, they still like Ezel. Check my trap phone, then check my email. All in my pockets, them just like females. Seen it coming, should've seen it coming. Cool with them who was squeezed in public. Talking that money talk, you can hit my number. I just hit me your lick, now watch me ball like rocker. Weed and women, good weed and women. Living life on the edge, love, so please don't push me. Weed and women, good weed and women. Living life on the edge, love, so please don't push me. Green light, stack that green up. Trap house bumping, we had to rock them up. Weed and women, said don't need much. No mask back then, I just pray they ain't seen us. Cowboy smoking out that pound, boy. Heard cop sirens, I'm peeking out my blinds, boy. Trade first flow, never switch up size, boy. Light that smoke and watch I glide like Clyde, boy. Ducked off, fell back when the block on fire, boy. Moving with cautious, they told us trap till you die, boy. Weed and women, good weed and women. Living life on the edge, love, so please don't push me. A dope boy, could've been a mascot. Traded the trap phone for a laptop. Hood rich but speaking for the half-nots. Bet if the price right, she make that drop. Weed and women, good weed and women. Living life on the edge, love, so please don't push me. Weed and women, good weed and women. Living life on the edge, love, so please don't push me.